Welcome back. You know, it happens to all of us at some point, emotional wrecks, but how do we survive them? Dr. Bill Baker is a licensed professional counselor, and he joins us now with some answers. You know, we hear people talk about being an emotional wreck, but is it more common than we think?
It is really common. We understand the danger of literal wrecks we have on our highways and roadways, and clearly we try to avoid that kind of wreck. An emotional wreck can occur when our emotionality is excessive and uncontrolled. For example, my out-of-control emotion could lead to a conflict I might have with someone, and that would cause a relationship collision. Or I could have out-of-control emotion that could lead to an individual breakdown or an emotional collapse. Either way, both wrecks cause a lot of misery, a lot of pain along the way.
What can we do to prevent them from happening?
Well, part of it is just to understand more about the causes. Three common mistakes we can make that can cause emotional wrecks. One, Ebony, is emotional reasoning, which means we use a feeling as a proof of reality. To illustrate, a wife feels insecure in her marriage and uses that feeling to prove her husband is cheating on her. So she accuses her husband, and they wind up having a major marital collision. Another mistake is emotional decision making, which means we make some major life decision based primarily on our emotional feelings rather than effective problem solving. And emotional manipulation is a third mistake, meaning that we try to manipulate or motivate through our intense emotions like anger to get someone to do what we want them to do. All three mistakes can lead us or drive us into some major emotional wrecks.
So basically, we need to stop and think before we act on anything.
Well, that's part of how to prevent them. It's learning how to practice good self-control through healthy thinking and through helpful tools. In other words, we have to make sure that our mind is in charge of our behavior rather than letting our intense emotions drive us into collisions or collapses. Helpful tools may include things like healthy thinking and professional therapy. The road sign is clear. The best way to survive emotional wrecks is to practice good self-control.
So once you're in the wreck, what do you do?
Once we're in the wreck, depending on how much damage is being done, we try to calm ourselves down. Now that could be taking some medication, taking a time out, getting away from the immediate situation, trying to soothe ourselves, but making sure that our brain is working, our mind is functioning, and that can help us to prevent worse damage being done. And then sometimes we try to repair the damage that's already been done.
All right, you can find out more and get in touch with Dr. Baker at GraysonMentalHealth.com.
Sure.
Good advice today.
Well,
Thank
thanks,
you so
Ebony.
much.
Glad to be here.
All